Now to the Black Stars now, and where head coach Otuado has paid a courtesy call on King Takeo through the second, the Garmancher seeking his blessings ahead of the crucial World Cup qualifier against Chad later this month at the Accra Sports Stadium.
To seek for your support, for your guidance. We're having difficult matches, difficult tasks ahead of us. I think the Ghana nation, the Ghanaian nations needs urgently a victory or victories to go to the World Cup, and for that, I think we need the support of all Ghanaians, especially also the GA people and the GA chief to support us in our task, so that the whole of Ghana can be happy and everybody will be joining us if we go to the World Cup.
Yeah. Now, Afro Bashu Bian. Yeah. I can hear Hoy. Yeah. You will come in. Yeah. The danger wala. Yeah. You know to Mona Fisherman. Yeah. Any now buy your idea again. Yeah. Any bet you need idea again. Yeah. Any book or 10 years near Aleno way, but I just fair. Yeah. Nanya Chonjan Kehu. Yeah. You will laugh, no. I try to knock him. Yeah. To have finished. Yeah. For if you are grammar. Try no man. Yeah.
Let's turn attention to the MTN FA Cup now, as we wait to see how the Black Stars will fare in a week's time. But Kumasi and Toko, they are through to the quarterfinals of the competition after a narrow 1-0 victory over second D11 Wise at the Barbara Sports Stadium earlier today. Now, fresh after their dominant win over Legon Cities in the Ghana Premier League last weekend, Kotoko controlled early possession and managed a few shots on target, but to no avail. The Porcupine Warriors went close halfway through the first half when Saka Dowda connected to Michael Sifa's cross, but his header couldn't find the target. The home side continued to dominate and soon found the opener through Che Bafo, who lashed onto Patrick Esedio's low cross. The second half followed the script of the first, with Kotoko continuing to dominate and fashion out opportunities. However, they could only settle for the one goal. Kotoko will now host Division 1 side to Democracy FC in the quarterfinals as they look to clinch the title this season. To the Ghana Premier League now, and criminologist and lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Dr. Jones Opoku-Ware, has called for increased protection for Insontreman in their upcoming matches in the ongoing league. This call comes after the team's bus was reportedly attacked by unknown individuals in Kukwom, a half a region, on Monday as the team traveled to face Samatex at the Bibiani Dance Park. This incident follows the tragic death of Asante Kotoko fan Nana Pole, who was fatally stabbed 5 weeks ago in Iswafere during a league game between Kotoko and Insontreman. In an interview with my colleague Delali Atiasi on Love FM, Dr. Opoku-Ware urged the Ghana Football Association to demonstrate stronger leadership in resolving the ongoing feud between Insontreman and Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
The team actually needs to be protected. In the same way, we also need to protect the fans. And I'm thinking that this is why I'm talking about the fact that we have to move straight into building the bridges. We must take leadership, especially from the leaders of the two teams and also from the federation. Yeah. And I'm thinking that once they do that and reassure, the members, the supporters, and get the leaders of the two teams to sit down and talk, and those that we think actually contributed to the death of our brother actually accept that, look, we accept some form of responsibility and we are ready to help you, to heal. I think that the supporters will definitely come around and everybody will have some form of understanding that, look, this thing unfortunately has happened. Move on, okay? But if we don't do that and think that, look, once we've buried the guy, everything should naturally die off. I'm telling you, it is not something that is going to die off, because I've told you that, look, in this country, people don't easily forget. Okay, yeah. People want to be reached out to, people want to be talked to. So I'm thinking that we need to do that. Get the two teams, the leaders, to sit down, in a very nice way, in a cordial way, and then reassure them that, look, we agree that we have some role to play in whatever happened, and we are going to assist the police and assist you to get the justice that we need for our brother. And then we able to ship the supporters along. And trust me, once we do that, we get the buy-in of everybody, and the security of the team can be guaranteed. And also, even when they are playing, I'm expecting more from Nsuatre, especially before the games. Okay, if there is I think following up on the issue, I mean, since it came up, I have not seen much of from the Ghana Football Association in terms of showing leadership, and in terms of leading this whole thing and getting it resolved. I feel that, you see, once it involves the loss of lives, and in the manner that it happened, Ghana Football Association, especially the leadership of the federation, should be taking a keen interest, especially in helping to build bridges, especially between the football team Kotoko and also in Nsuatre. I think that once we leave the other side to the police for them to deal with the criminal aspect of it, they should also find a way of building bridges, because if we don't do that, what is going to happen is that whilst we wait for justice to be done for our brother who is gone, people can take advantage, undue advantage of whatever is happening, and then also use it as a way to cause mayhem and to achieve certain criminally motivated ambitions that they already have. So I think that I'm expecting the federation to take a more leadership role in terms of,
because honestly, after
now three-time Ghanaian Paralympian and founder of the Go Get 'em Wheelchair Racing Club, Raphael Botio Nkegbe, is appealing for financial support to compete in the upcoming OCC Marathon in South Africa from the 12th to the 16th of March 2025. Well, he's been speaking to JoySports about the need for funds for the group to participate in this all-important competition.
Nkegbe's Go Get 'em Wheelchair Racing Club, established in 2010, has nurtured between 10 to 15 para-athletes for the national team. In the last 8 years, they have competed at the OCC tournament, with their most recent success coming last year, where they secured 2 gold medals and 1 silver. Nkegbe and his team, Emmanuel Kwesijesi, Suli Sagbarugu, and Patrick Kodom, are hoping to defend their title in South Africa. However, financial constraints threaten their participation.
Yeah, looking at our last year performance in the OCC, 3 athletes were able to win gold medal in 42 kilometers and 21 kilometers. So this year, we are looking forward to represent the nation again in the OCC Marathon, because this will be our 8th time the Ghana team has been participated through the Go Get 'em Club from Ghana. Our challenge currently, as I'm talking to you now, all these 4 athletes supposed to be going with me, but now our strength is being limited to 2. Even the 2, we haven't got the full ticket payment yet, as we are still pushing and hoping that we can make it either leave Ghana tomorrow, because the event is this weekend, 15th. So we are just hoping and appealing to the public that we have been doing this for 8 years on our own, trying to friends and loved ones who have been helping. So we are now looking forward for people to support us to enable this athlete go there and showcase their talent, because all the 8 times we have participated, we haven't disgraced Ghana. We always win gold or silver. And last year we won 3 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver. And these athletes are looking forward to defend their flag of Ghana again in OCC Marathon in South Africa, George, to be precise.
Now, just a few hours to the big conversation having to do with the country's sports sector, and JoySports, the 2025 Thought Leadership event is slated for that. It's going to be happening across all the multimedia platforms, English-speaking platforms, on JFM, on Joy News here, and of course on Joy Prime and all our social media platforms. The leader of this very event is Nathan Olato, JoySports editor, and the man who has been, being the brain behind this very event. He joins me on Zoom now for a quick chat ahead of the event. Nat, good to have you. We are a few hours to the big event. We've been planning this throughout the year, and, it's almost upon us. How ready are we for the event tomorrow?
You do realize that in our communication, we confirmed 2 more contributors. So we have 3 main speakers and some contributors. So these contributors include the former Deputy General Secretary of the Confederation of African Football and a Ghanaian football legend, Anthony Bafo, who led the Black Stars to the 1992 Africa Cup of Nations final. He will be bringing a certain, perspective to this conversation. And of course, when it comes to governance, he's experienced it at the highest level. When it comes to organization, he's experienced it to the highest level. So all of these will be brought to bear in this conversation. Also, there is Malko Afajinu, who is an executive vice president of the African Table Tennis Federation, who will be bringing another very interesting and unique perspective to this conversation, in the sense that we have a ministry that has been renamed and rechristened from youth and sports ministry to sports and recreation. Now, you do realize that not many stakeholders have had any major conversation about the recreational element or the recreational element of the final operation of this rechristened ministry. So it is one of the key things that we're going to be looking at as well. And Mr. Malko Afajinu, who has been, very, very active in the administrative space in sport, who's now playing a big role on the African continent, will also bring their conversations to bear. So our three main speakers are ready. All other speakers and contributors are ready. As we have already mentioned, we're going to have a limited seated audience in the studios of Joy Prime. And we do hope that all of the takeouts from this major conversation are going to be adopted and factored in when we hit the ground running. The Youth and the Sports and Recreation Minister, Kofidi Adams, is already engaging many stakeholders in the bid to want to get the ground and start moving.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to some very good deliberations tomorrow evening. On this very big platform.
Yeah, I mean, Nats, just finally though, what about public engagement as far as the event is concerned? Of course, we know we're going to have guests and few people in the studio who get a chance to contribute their thought. But what room have we created for the public who might be watching or joining via social media to contribute to the conversation?
Well, that's the reason why we're running this on all major English platforms under the multimedia group. So we're going to be live from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. here on Joy News and also on the Joy Prime channel. Joy News is on 281 on DSTV. Joy Prime is on, beg your pardon, Joy News is on 421 on DSTV, and Joy Prime is on 281 on DSTV. Yeah. We're going to also be streaming live on the Joy Sports page on Facebook and the Joy 99.7 FM page on Facebook. Also, on Joy 99.7 FM radio, we're going to be live. So this gives you a multiplicity of platforms that are very strong and have maximum reach across the globe. And so that should just tell you that we're going to feed in with all the thoughts from people who have interest in Ghana sport and its forward movement from different parts of the world. So this is going to be a full engagement of the public through these major platforms. And that's the reason why we've done our best to reach out to everyone, in these past weeks, so that we get everybody involved in the conversation. Remember that there will be a Q&A segment as well. And this is where we're going to factor in the real-time, feedback and ideas that members of the general public and the virtual audience from all over the world are going to feed in.
And just finally, though, if you can rehash the point you made about, the comments and the suggestions that will come out of this thought leadership, what the team will be doing with it. Can you just rehash on that part for us?
I mean, the policy that we've always had is to ensure that we have a document and a paper that we can present to authority. And in this case, it will be the Sports and Recreation Ministry, so that in terms of having guidance and in terms of looking at other channels of, getting solutions to solve their problems, we can have that document, and it could be a reference point. Because remember that we've empaneled some very strong minds and some very experienced minds in the sector. It can't get any better. So that's the reason why it's a policy that after everything, we're going to adopt all of these, put them in a document, and present them to the ministry for forward reference at any time when they require it, and when they require these minds to also come on board and consult for them or give direction in certain areas, so that as a collective, we can all look in a certain positive direction and hope that Ghana sports is lifted, just like His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama, has articulated.
Well, now, thank you very much and really appreciate your time. And also to you for watching Prime Sports tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on all our English-speaking platform, the JoySports Thought Leadership event that will be focusing on funding, governance, and infrastructure as far as sports development is concerned. And of course, Nathaniel Lato will be moderating it, and I will be also co-moderating the event with the entire JoySports team working to bring you this auspicious event. Thank you very much for your time tonight. Up next is PM Express. Please stay tuned.